Let's learn the Tartakower variation of the Queen's Gambit declined. So the Queen's Gambit declined is d4, d5, c4, e6. And there are many different move orders to get to our key position. So let's just follow one. Knight c3, bishop e7, knight f3, knight f6. White plays bishop g5 to get the bishop outside of his pawn chain. Black can kick the bishop back to h4, which is useful in certain lines, and then castle, and then e3. And here black is at a crossroads. There are three major moves he can play. The Tartakower move is b6. Other moves are knight to e4. This is called the Tartakower Defense, and we looked at that in other videos. And there's also knight from b to d7. This is the neo-orthodox main line. But the Tartakower move is this move b6. So black tries to develop his problem bishop from c8 to b7. He also plans to move the knight to d7 and to counterattack white's center with c5. Looks like a pretty good development plan. Let's see what white's going to do about it. Well, there was a game from 2011, Nakamura versus Carlsen, that continued c takes d5, knight takes d5. Okay, white traded bishops and then took the knight on d5 and fixed a black pawn on d5. So now if Carlsen develops his bishop to b7, it would look kind of silly facing his pawn. So that's one of white's plans in the Tartakower, try to get a pawn fixed on d5. Okay, but play continued with queen to b3, attacking the undefended pawn. Carlsen defended it. Rook c1, attacking c7. Carlsen defended that. Then bishop d3, and black pushes c5. And that's a break that black needs to make, this pawn break in just about every Queen's Gambit. And in this case, he's threatening to push it further to c4 to fork these pieces. So Nakamura sidesteps the fork and plays queen a3, which also pins this pawn on c5 because there's a queen behind it. Okay, I'm not going to go any further down that game, but let's go back to the key position after b6. Okay. White doesn't always take on d5. He can play a normal developing move like bishop d3. And then black can follow through with his queenside plans. Bishop b7, castles, knight b d7. And white has this nice spot for his queen on e2. Now let's pause and look at the difference between the positions. Black doesn't have such a nice square for his queen. So he struggles a little bit sometimes in the Tartakower defense to connect his rooks like white's rooks are connected. Play sometimes goes c5, rook from f to d1, putting that in line with the queen. And now black often attempts to find a good square for his queen by playing knight to e4. And the point of that is to induce white to trade bishops and give the queen the e7 square here. And then the game is pretty equal. So sometimes white sidesteps that and plays bishop to g3, allowing black to get the bishop pair if he wants it. So the black queen still has trouble developing in this position. All right, that's as far as I wanted to go down this introductory video. We'll take a look at some Grandmaster games in the Tartakower Defense in future videos. Thanks for watching.